everybody, and welcome to Popcorn Dogs, your favorite podcast about really good movies and good film analysis, and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
Hell yeah.
I'm Brad, and I'm questioning my existence today, but otherwise great outside of that.
I'm Tyler, and I have a large shot of nostalgia just injected directly into my veins after watching this movie.
So, Tyler, how's life today?
It's not too bad. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm not hungover, though. I was a responsible man yesterday.
Responsible man yesterday. You seen anything good lately?
Have I seen anything good lately?
Yeah.
No, I've just been watching YouTube videos and working, essentially. I honestly haven't ingested any good media or played any video games hardly for like a week.
Yeah, I wish we could be retired.
I know.
We're going to add a new Patreon tier for $1 million. And it's a shot in the fucking dark.
But give the boys the life they want, please.
I caught the first 2 episodes of Fallout.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
It's you know what I hate that Amazon Prime's like, here you go, here's fucking 10 episodes, good luck, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I want to get through it before it gets spoiled, but I hear good things so far.
Because I hate that Stranger Things does it too. It's like middle of the summer, let's block off an entire day because otherwise you're going to get spoiled.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been rainy and shitty here in Milwaukee for like the last 2 weeks. And lately we've had like 5 days of really nice weather. So the last thing I want to do is be inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know it's coming.
Yeah. And it's coming. There's The Boys next season, although Gen V season 2 has been indefinitely suspended because of the death of one of the actors.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
That's a bummer. Because of death. It's bad. Yes. House of the Dragon season 2?
Yeah, but at least HBO does it the right way and you get an episode and it airs at night.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you can block off an hour of your day.
Yeah. Here's my Sunday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
It's yours.
I will take that.
Yeah.
I hate binging. I don't like it. It just... And then I feel like I don't absorb the content as well, too. Because you watch so many episodes so quickly, and then it's like 2 years before you get another episode.
You don't get to think about episode 3 because you just watch episodes 4 through 9.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to sit on something for a little while, and you talk about it. True Detective season 1. The fucking energy me and my buddy would have at work talking it the next day after an episode. You can't beat it. But if it was just, here's 8 episodes, you wouldn't talk about the mystery as much or the intrigue.
The wonder.
It's a bummer. I hate that release schedule. They're doing a showing of The Room in Milwaukee.
Is
Tommy Wiseau.
Is he going to be here?
No, but Greg Sestero is.
No shit.
Yep. And they're showing The Room, and then there's a Q&A, and then they're showing the new movie.
The shark one?
Big Shark or something like that. And
oh, hi, Shark.
I wish we could go, but we have plans that night in Madison.
Bummer.
Yep. Because that's a fun showing. If you haven't seen The Room live, it is a different movie.
They do like a Rocky Horror Picture live show thing with it nowadays, don't they?
It's even, I find it more fun. It's like when you see people with garbage bags full of plastic spoons, they're like, you'll get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Why is that guy carrying a football?
Dude, just movies where everyone yells at the screen, it's a special thing. Yes, we're Popcorn Dogs, and this is episode number 20, actually.
Wow.
Yep. And we're drinking a beer today from Explorium Brew Pub. It's called Damn That's Good. It's a double IPA. 2021 gold medal winner for the near gluten-free category. It's a 9% double IPA with honey and grapefruit peel added. Hair of the dog.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That is a refreshing beverage.
It's nice and fruity.
I like Explorium. They make good shit.
They used to, they're hit or miss. They used to be. They're more hit now, which is great. But I work in the building that it's at half the time. So it's great. I just fucking pop over there.
Yeah.
My boss, after work on Friday, he's like, we're getting beers. And he bought me 4 beers and a 4-pack. And I had to come home and be like, Carly, I'm so sorry. I had 4 beers already today. I'll buy you any sushi you want.
I pre-gamed.
Tyler, you appreciate cinema, right?
I went to film school, and I think I have a passion for it. I think I have an understanding and a love that the common man doesn't have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say I do.
An elevated appreciation.
Yes.
I love the art form. I love editing. I love the manipulation of space. I love performance.
Yes.
Let's talk about Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
Freeze, ladies. We got an 11-350, and it ain't pretty.
You found an illegal chinchilla ranch?
You're good.
Hey, sorry about breaking your stick. You know, when it's big like that, I just like to ride it rough and hard. It's a nice ride. Oh, sorry.
Give me those codes.
Oh, Jason! Surprise!
You always fall for the bad guy.
And this guy must be really evil.
You've never had trouble finding someone?
I'm gonna teach you and your friends about pen.
Good evening, Charlie.
Madison, is that you?
Sorry, Charlie. I don't take orders from a speaker box anymore. I work for myself.
Well, your boss sucks.
This is it. You ready? Are you?
You all fine, but you're crazy.
This is hostile, y'all!
I'm Alex Mundy. I'll be your rescuer today.
They have 50 armed men.
I know, it hardly seems fair.
We could really use Bosley's help on this one.
I get to drive the race car?
Heidi, O'Malley.
Man, you ain't never heard no Black Irish.
Black
Who you
Irish.
think invented the Mac Rib, Lucky Charm, Shamrock Shake? I got sand in my butt. I can't hardly walk.
I can't wait.
Now-
This is a movie from my childhood.
Tell me about it.
My mom was very big into Cameron Diaz when I was a kid. And
After I watched The Mask, I was too as a kid.
yes, I mean, I wasn't complaining. But this was a movie that aired on MTV a lot when I was a kid. And I watched a lot of MTV programming as a child in my formative years. And I believe this came out in like, what, 05?
03.
Yeah. So I was 11.
I was a freshman in high school when this came out. Or about to be.
Love this movie. And then I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, it's still pretty fun.
Well, so the reason we are talking about it is because we were watching football like 4 months ago, just flipping channels between the game. And we caught what is the most ridiculous scene in the entire film.
My favorite scene, quite honestly.
I don't know, there's a lot. It's a movie I expected to outright hate when really there's a lot of fun and charisma. It doesn't last. Like, it's too long. It can't sustain 100 needle drops.
No, and the movie would be arguably about 25 minutes shorter if they just didn't do all the slow-mo. There's so much slow-mo. And it's little fractions of a second here and there. But it adds up.
It's very fun. Like, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, and Drew Barrymore, you can tell they're having a good time. And it's a little infectious. They fucking, there's so many needle drops, scene changes, costume changes. It's like Crank meets Suicide Squad or something. It's disorienting in a bad way. I think they could slow it down and it would be better. It's fun for like 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, sure, whatever. Because we were watching it, and after their 5th costume change in 2 minutes, I was like,
what is this, a Taylor Swift concert?
Well, also, I'm like, this could have won an Oscar for like best costume.
They didn't try.
No, it won a lot of like Razzies. The costumes all look amazing. Full Throttle, Charlie's Angels. We didn't watch the first one. We started with the second one, and I'm not watching the first one. It's an action comedy film released June 27, 2003. It's also a sequel to the TV show of the same name from 1976 to 1981. And there's also a sequel to this film with the Kristen Stewart joint.
Yeah,
which is technically a sequel to this.
So they've done 3 generations.
Because there's new angels. They're like new James Bonds, you know?
They're like hell divers. When one dies, you just drop another one in.
Yeah, for sure. And technically there's other generations too, because we see the character of Madison Lee, and she's an angel from another group that we never got to see.
No, my mom grew up on when she was a kid, Charlie's Angels in the 70s, she liked it. Mm-hmm. So my mom liked Charlie's Angels as a kid, so it was natural that when they came out with the remake, she was like, I'm renting this from Family Video and I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Which then I watched it. And by the time it was just circulating on TV, I'd seen it a lot.
I have a feeling the first one is probably a little more toned down, and they realized they could get away with stuff, so they went bigger
100%.
and harder. This had a budget of $120 million, box office of $259.2 million. Now, you might be asking, who's the director of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle?
I have no idea.
Well, some people have names. 2 of them, maybe 3. And then there's Mick G. That's his name. Directed by Mick G. MCG.
Mick G.
And you say to yourself, who or what is a Mick G?
Yes.
And it sounds like a beverage you get at McDonald's or something. But real name of Joseph McGinty Nickel. That seems
I'd shorten that too.
Well, it seems like a fine name. I don't know.
It's not bad.
I'd go Joe Nickel.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
He began his career in the music industry directing music videos, such as All Star by Smash Mouth,
Hey.
Blind by Korn, Pretty Fly for a White Guy by Offspring,
This dude is all over the map.
and Every Morning by Sugar Ray. So if it's like late 90s, early 2000s, very high contrast pop music, he might have been involved.
This would also explain why this movie was probably rerun to death on MTV. He's probably got some pull in the music industry at that point.
And
if you're directing for Sugar Ray, you've made it.
If this movie was released as a 8-part series in 8-minute episodes, I'm like, I could handle that. I can handle 8 minutes at a time of this because it's music video vernacular. The movement, the editing, the fastness of it.
Just the depth of field the entire time. The whole film feels so flat. And it's something that happened a lot it was like a stylistic choice that I think a lot of movies did in the early 2000s where like, I don't know if it's because they're shooting on a backlot and they just don't want you to look at what's behind the actors, but it's like very flat.
This movie is interesting. It's very horny.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up later. I did not notice as a kid how horny this movie was. And then watching it as an adult,
Yeah.
I'm like, my sweet little innocent child brain.
They call Bosley over to sit on the couch and they all like put their hands on his legs and like cross their legs on him. Every time they're talking, it looks like they'll even lean in like they're about to kiss. Like when she's with Madison Lee, their faces are too close.
Oh, Madison Lee licks her face at the end of the movie.
It's so horny. And it's also it's made by women. Like the Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu had a lot of pull.
Drew Barrymore's an executive producer on it.
She's like, I want Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, and they're like, we can't get it, and she's just called Bon Jovi, and he's like, I'll make it work. Like this was their decisions, and it's a very feminine film, and it's that rare one where it's like Superwoman, but also horny as fuck. They're like, we're gonna wear crazy clothing, we're gonna be super sexualized, and it's for women.
Yeah,
it's like it's power. It's like a power fantasy for women a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're just kicking ass the entire movie.
I imagine it must have been very fun when they're like, these are my 40 costumes for the film. Like, here's a throwaway scene where Drew Barrymore was a wrestler. We're going to film a scene for a 2-second shot. They had a whole conceptualization of what it looks like. It's weird how much I like certain aspects of this film.
Yes.
And yeah, you can tell that those three are having fun. You watch Madam Web, and you can tell there's no
chemistry.
No chemistry between any of the actors.
Nor is there direction or a good movie.
Yeah, and this one, like, you can tell they're all having fun with each other. Bernie Mac, fucking seamless in there. He's hilarious. But yeah, McG produced albums. He also produced music for Sugar Ray, White Zombie, and others.
I still don't. He's got like this new metal vibe with the Blind Korn music video.
Yeah.
I'd watched that music video a billion times as a kid.
Yeah, you're a big fan of McG.
Well, yeah, I guess I am.
The first film was the highest grossing opening weekend for a directorial debut at the time. So first feature film, biggest debut. Also directed Terminator Salvation, which I haven't seen.
That's the one with Christian Bale, isn't it?
Maybe,
I think
probably.
so.
The Babysitter 1 and 2, that like horror film.
Oh, I like that.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun. And I can see it now.
Yeah.
Those are he learned to tame himself down a little bit after this one, I think.
But going from like Terminator Salvation to the Babysitter movies is like the same jump from going from Korn to like Sugar Ray. This dude's got a weird like he gets really angsty and he's got to get it out, and then he's like, I just wake up in the morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
I'm an all-star.
Yeah, this dude is.
That's my Korn. It was written by John August, who was also the writer for Big Fish. I like that film.
That's a good movie.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a film.
Not a good film.
It's better than it gets its rap for, but still bad. And Aladdin, the live action, which you can't. I'm not blaming the writer for that one. And what are you gonna do? It's already the fuck. Just take. Here's the script. Put it there, and then we're gonna add a song for the girl.
Yeah, that's. You got Will Smith. He's going to write his own lines anyway.
Yeah, put a Fresh Prince joke in there. The screenplay was also written by Cormac and Marianne Wibberley, writers of National Treasure 1 and 2.
Fantastic movies.
And G-Force.
G-Force.
The hamsters that are CG hamsters that are...
Oh, my God. I forgot about that movie.
There's a video game of that. And I haven't seen people playing it, but it is a thing.
Imagine G-Force Babies.
Imagine G-Force Babies. Cinematography. Now, this was interesting. Russell Carpenter did the camera. Also did cinematography for Titanic.
Okay. Heavy hitter.
Avatar 2.
This is a Cameron boy.
He is a James Cameron boy. He did Avatar 2, so this guy is an accomplished cinematographer. He's doing Avatar 3, and he also did Shallow Hal.
Which is a classic.
That's a bold statement you just said.
Another movie that I watched ad nauseum as a child.
Movies that couldn't get made ever again. No.
But, oh my God, that movie makes me laugh so hard.
It's about the beauty inside, but what if fat jokes? The whole movie.
Time.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we mentioned Cameron Diaz as Natalie Cook, Lucy Liu as Alex Monday, Drew Barrymore as Dylan Saunders.
But wait, she's actually Helen.
Helen's ass.
Yeah.
That was a fun sequence.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac is Jimmy Bosley. Enjoyable.
Yep.
I can handle him. I date big women. Okay, Bernie.
I love Bernie Mac.
He's funny when he's like licking that dude's surfboard. He's got comedy.
Yeah.
Crispin Glover as the Thin Man.
I will never not love Crispin Glover.
He is the weirdest actor in the history of actors, maybe.
He did a David Letterman interview where he like went off the rails, like in his when he was really young. It's almost like some Andy Kaufman shit. I love it. And then he did Wilfred. Is it Wilfred, the movie with the rats?
That's one that kind of lives rent free in my brain that I saw one time and don't remember anything about.
I remember very little, but I remember thinking like this dude is fucking weird.
And he's McFly's dad.
That's right. He is. How old is this man? Because he's in my head 22 and 55 at the same time.
He's in Halloween or Friday the 13th, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
He is notorious for being hard to work with. Notorious for being he has super specific ideas of what needs to happen, and he will not back down. They wanted the Thin Man to have lines, and he said no. Like the Thin Man should not talk. And I get
he's right though.
He shows up. I guess he's the bad guy in the first one.
Yep.
All he does is scream incredibly loudly and rip hair off of Drew Barrymore and smell it.
Yeah, which as a kid I remember thinking that's fucking weird.
Drew Barrymore's into it.
I know.
He is amazing. Shia LaBeouf is in this.
Yeah, I totally forgot that too. So that was hilarious when he takes off his motocross helmet, and I'm like, holy shit, little baby buff.
Little Shia LaBaby. This was before he became a weirdo. I think he's still a good actor. I haven't seen any of his newer things. I hear his performances are still good. He's just a horrible asshole.
I don't know if he's if he has a drug problem or if he's just a dickhead.
I think he has an ego problem.
I want him to just mellow out because I love the movies that he's in. And I'm like, if you fucking ruin this for me.
All you had to do is you're doing an Indiana Jones film with Spielberg. It didn't turn out great, but you just fucking go to the press. You just do your thing. And he's talking shit about the film, and Harrison Ford's like, I think he should shut his mouth. Like, if Harrison Ford's saying that, dude, back off.
Yeah. No, it's got little baby Shia LaBeouf in it.
Demi Moore is Madison Lee.
You know, I thought that was her, but she looks different than I remember.
She has been going through a series of surgeries her entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G.I. Jane is the villain.
Striptease.
Not Will Smith's wife.
No.
No. Thank
Hey,
God he's not here. I would have just got slapped in the face.
Get it out of your mouth. Justin Theroux is Seamus O'Grady. I think he looks cool. He looks fucking like starved, just fucking muscular, and his little hair. Firestarter.
You know, he's like the director of the Zoolander movies.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he's also the lead actor in one of my top 3 favorite shows of all time, The Leftovers on HBO.
Oh, really?
He's an incredible actor, and he's really talented. He does a lot of comedy. He can do dramatic, and then he does whatever the fuck this is, where he's got the weird, like, Irish accent.
And I don't think he's like a big action guy, but I think he has a really good look in this.
Yeah, he's
Scary
got like,
look.
The weird faux hawk, the only God will judge me tattoo on his back.
I think he looks cool.
Yeah, and he's just, you know, either juiced out of his mind or very dehydrated, because that man doesn't have a 6-pack. He's got a 30 rack.
I think it's the dehydration thing that Hugh Jackman does.
Yeah, for Wolverine.
We got Luke Wilson as Pete.
I love me some Luke Wilson.
He's fine. He's pretty funny in this. We got Matt LeBlanc as Jason. He's Friends. You might know him as Friends.
Yep, and this is like just after Friends ended, so I think Joey just got canceled.
Poor guy.
Yeah, so Joey was down bad.
Oh, poor millionaires.
Yeah.
John Cleese as Mr. Monday. Very weird.
Yep.
Now, it's weird that he's Lucy Liu's father. He's like, oh, hi, Daddy. They kiss on the lips, which is weird enough. And it's so, like, everything's fucking horny. And she calls him Daddy the way she calls him Daddy. It's, they talk about gynecology and stuff. I'm like, this is just, I'm uncomfortable.
Yes, you're making it weird now.
Well, and then the joke goes on later that Matt LeBlanc is talking to him about how she works for this man named Charlie, and she goes on these night missions and takes care of men, and it's misunderstood.
So she's a prostitute.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like we took out 7 guys tonight. Great, honey. That's just weird, awkward. And then we have cameos by so many people.
Yeah, this is a who's who of 2005 or 3 Hollywood.
So many. Carrie Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
As a nun. Bruce Willis as some government agent. He just shows up to get killed.
Yeah, which is surprising. Because Bruce Willis...
He was with Demi Moore at the time.
Oh, that's right.
So that might have been it. Pink.
Yeah, and Pink, great music. Absolutely stunning, beautiful woman. Can't act worth shit.
Yeah.
Terrible actress.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion on her music either.
I like Pink's music.
I don't know any of it.
Again, a lot of MTV as a child.
Yeah. Mary Kate and Ashly Olson.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy in one of her first roles.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah, well, it's not even a cameo. It's really just her there before she got big.
Like, size-wise or fame-wise.
What? Big Boy and Anthony Griffin as Bernie Mac's family.
Yeah.
Party Boy, Chris Pontius.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was dating Drew Barrymore at the time.
No way.
Yep. Well, and the same reason Tom Green shows up in the first Charlie's Angels, because she was dating Tom Green at the time. She has weird taste in men.
Yeah.
Tom Green, bizarre, but I think Party Boy's a cool dude. I've heard him talk about this film. I fucking hated it. It was weird. Just showed up and I just get a lap dance, and I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing.
He just seems like a dude that liked to take his pants off and got really famous all of a sudden and was just like, all right.
Yeah. The Pussycat Dolls make an appearance.
I haven't thought about them in 20 years.
Now, there was a prequel animated series that aired on Nickelodeon to this.
No shit.
Called Charlie's Angels Animated Adventures. Apart from the opening mission information from Charlie, the same actor, dialogue free, only one production note. Bill Murray, the Bosley from the first film, noticeably absent. It is claimed that Bill Murray actually headbutted McG in the face on the set.
That man is an enigma.
Bill Murray, I don't know. I've never heard anyone say nice things about him.
I've heard people say bizarre things. Like there's a famous story where someone ran into him at a Wendy's and Bill Murray walked up to them, looked them in the eye, and took a French fry off of their tray and ate it and said, "No one will ever believe you." And if someone made that up, that's the most believable Bill Murray story I've ever heard.
But just the stories of him on set being horrible to people is classless. And if 1 out of 10 of them are true, he's not a great guy.
No, but he makes damn good movies.
He can be funny. I don't know. I like him and I like his characters in films, but the more I know about him, the less I like him. Yes, he claims, no, I never headbutted him, but McG does deserve to die.
Okay, so it's a little suspicious, Bill.
He also insulted Lucy Liu. She was just trying to, like, they were working through a scene. He's like, "Don't talk to me like that. You're a television actress."
Yeah, that's a dick.
That's a dick.
That's a dick move.
Yeah. I mean, apart from that, we have the film. Now, it's a lot. There's a lot of everything in this movie. Starts off with a Mongolian rescue. The action in this film isn't great.
No.
It's, in fact, laughably horrible.
Yes. It is bizarre. Physics do not work at all at any point in this film.
The helicopter that gets blown off of a dam, they're free falling into the helicopter. Starting a helicopter isn't like, it's not like, you're not good.
Yeah. No,
Helicopter's got to warm up.
there's checklists and shit you have to do.
Actually, no, you're wrong. You just fucking, while you're in free fall, start it up. You have not even half of a mile, and they have all three of them free fall while they're grabbing the guy they're saving, getting into the helicopter, and they get away.
What is this, Nitro Circus?
Nitro Circus is a real thing.
It's, well, first of all, a helicopter in free fall. When you whip those rotor blades on, or maybe just by the sheer force of terminal velocity that you'll eventually reach, which is what? If I'm 32 feet per second,
yeah,
you're going to rip those rotor blades right off. That shit ain't starting.
No. There's some good one-liners. Like, it's just this movie moves so fast. Like, they're breaking into this Mongolian spot. They're all like, every character is different every moment. Mm-hmm. The action fails. For once, I'd like to not get thrown out of a bar, or like, I forget her line. The action never works.
Yeah, it feels kind of disjointed because you're jumping from. We'll start with the plot being as scattershot as it is, because you have to get these rings that were stolen from the Department of Justice or whatever.
Okay, so this is the plot.
Yeah, so these rings were stolen, and you got to go get them back. But at the same time,
because the identities of all of witness protection is on two different rings that you require both of them. Otherwise, there's no way to find this information.
Yeah, and speaking of the movie being oddly horny, they just look like cock rings.
Okay, I didn't notice that. I don't even know what a cock ring looks like.
I made the joke just kind of like off the cuff, like that it looked like a cock ring. And Devin was like, "You're fucked up. No, it doesn't." I'm like,
Devin watched it with you?
He would just walked in the room at a moment.
Oh.
And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. This movie is like weirdly horny."
It is horny. So yes, there are two titanium rings that have all of witness protection information stored. You need both of them.
And they like magnet together.
And Seamus O'Grady dated Drew Barrymore's character back in the day. He committed a murder in front of her, which seems like a bad date, especially if she doesn't know it's coming. And then she ratted him out. And then she became Dylan Saunders and left the name Helen Zass behind.
Yeah.
Seamus O'Grady is breaking out of prison. Actually, no, it's not him. Is he working with Madison Lee?
I don't think. No, he got released on good behavior. I think they say at a
But he wants the rings. He's getting the rings for Madison Lee, I think.
I think so, but at the same time, I have no idea what's going on in that portion of the film because I'm very concerned with what is going to be asked, what Luke is going to ask Cameron Diaz, because
that is a huge thing.
And it's weird because it's like you have this very action-driven plot point where it's like, okay, they are Charlie's Angels, and they have to go get this intel back.
I mean, we're talking about the character development here.
And then at the same time, like you have this like romance storyline that's just kind of peppered in.
Yeah.
And they switch gears between the two, like the motocross scene. They're like, all right, let's split up and let's go find the fucking lion guy. And then they all split up. And then out of nowhere, Drew Barrymore walks up and she's just like, so how's moving in with Luke going? And it's like, wait, you're doing two plot points at the same time.
So Drew Barrymore's character arc is she's worried that Cameron Diaz is going to get married and leave the Angels. Cameron Diaz's character arc, she's moving in with Luke Wilson. Turns out they're just going to get a dog.
Yep.
And Lucy Liu's character arc is she doesn't want her dad to know that she's an angel. That's what's going on in the background. And that's it.
Riveting stuff. But they find it. They cannot pick a lane with this film because they jump from like the action scenes to like heartfelt like character building where like you're trying to make it seem like the characters actually truly care about each other, which I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
And the chemistry is there. But you'll have like literally 2 lines in the middle of a scene. And then it cuts to like an explosion, and it's like, how are you trying to like do the subplot and the main plot in the same breath?
And it's disorienting. It is. When I was watching this, I'm like, this is if the first Suicide Squad film had charisma. It's still not good. At least it's fun sometimes. Yeah, but they need these rings back to protect Helen's ass. I don't know why Madison Lee's upset.
Well, she felt like she never got the recognition that she deserved when she was an angel.
Yeah.
So they do 2 tropes at the same time in the same plot. If this information gets out, all the undercover people are fucked. That has been done a lot. Mm-hmm. And granted, this movie is like over 20 years old now. So they get a pass, I guess.
Sure.
But then you have like I used to be a good person, and then I felt like I got slighted. So now I'm the bad girl.
And the worst. She's the worst girl.
Yeah, and she's got 2 comically large, like golden desert eagles.
Yeah. Well, and the other girls don't use guns.
No, and they fight people constantly with guns, and they always win.
Well, it's because they're faster.
Or they can
they can like kick something and knock the lights out across the room.
When Lucy Liu with the fire starter scene, which is my favorite in the film.
Yes.
When she like kicks up that wrench or whatever and then kicks it and it curves and hits the light switch.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was like, that was dope. As a full grown man, I was like, that was dope.
Well, it doesn't know what movie it wants to be. It makes fun of Mission Impossible 2 with Matt LeBlanc's character because he's going to his new premiere for Maximum Extreme 2, and the font is the same. It's supposed to be MI2. And you are nowhere near Mission Impossible levels of action. Granted, MI2 is the worst action of the series. Like, that's the one that was John Woo and motorcycles and doves and stuff.
And the Chimera, right? That was the one with the injectable
thing.
Yeah, the Chimera.
And it's like trying to be like a parody, like a scary movie of Mission Impossible 2. This movie's best when it's just the girls hanging out and doing costume changes. Like, it's visually interesting and just funny sometimes. Rarely. It just keeps moving. Yeah, that fire starter scene is great. They get trapped. Like, okay, so before they go to the ship, which is called the Merkin, which is a pubic wig.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're all dressed up like dock workers. Then they jump in the water, and then they break into the ship in like a plaster statue. They come out, and I think they're all naked. And then they have all different hair and all different costumes. And it's just fucking so much.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to be realism.
No, I mean, when you 50-50 grind a plank down a rope attached to like that's docking a ship, you've lost me at realism.
So they're in the fight on the ship, on the Merkin, and they have to escape. One of them someone hits a chain it's just rapidly shooting up. They all grab onto the chain on the way up.
I noticed though on this playthrough on this watch that O'Grady, Justin Theroux's character, he like swings an axe at Drew Barrymore and he cuts the line. I always thought that someone like started, hauling ass out of there, but he's the architect of his own demise.
So then all three of them grab the chain and then they shoot out of the ship as it shoots through there. While they shoot out above the ship through some wood, they all grab pieces of said wood, somehow get 50 feet over to the docking chain.
Yep.
And they board slide down it.
Yep.
Okay.
But then fucking O'Grady shows up.
He does a Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's straight up Sephiroth.
He superhero jumps off that bitch. And it's like 35 feet. And he hits the ground. And I noticed this time after he hits the ground, he like lifts up his hand and like shakes it like that hurt a little bit. It's like, that hurts your hand?
Yeah.
You blow your legs out.
Well, and then there's a whole fire and he walks through the fire at Drew Barrymore. And that's Final Fantasy VII. That's Nibelheim.
Yeah, that is. You know what? It was really funny is, so they have the rings, right? And then in the fire starter scene, O'Grady shows up.
Fire starter.
And he's like, give us the rings. And he's doing his whole voice.
Yeah. Very Irish.
Yes, it was very cool. But then they give him the rings.
I recognize that horse anywhere.
Yep.
I can't do it.
Well, that was better than mine. But then he hands the rings to the Sons of Anarchy guy. Mm-hmm. And then
who's just got a great face scar.
Yep. And so he has the rings now, and then they're like, you hold on to those. We'll be taking them back in like 48 seconds. And I think it is exactly 48 seconds.
It would be bad if it wasn't.
They like kick him in the face or something, and he falls down. I think Cameron Diaz does it. She just grabs his front pocket where the rings were and just rips the whole pocket off.
I like that.
I saw that this time and laughed so hard. Like, what is she doing? Rips the whole pocket off, takes the rings, and he's just like, you can see his thigh through the hole in his jeans.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's attention to detail.
There's a CSI scene where they're investigating a murder. The police officer is played by the mythical third Wilson brother.
Yeah, you don't see him very often.
Rarely do you see this Wilson.
Wow.
They smell a certain surfer wax in there, and through the footprint depth, they could tell that he had a hurt leg. So they're like, it's a surfer with grape wax and a hurt ankle.
I mean, that actually narrows it down pretty good.
That's Sherlock Holmes does not work like that.
No.
But whatever. Okay. Cameron Diaz, her character in the scene, I thought was great. As she has like that mullet, and she's like missing her eyebrows, kind of like Murderer Eileen. They're all really funny.
Yeah.
They all have comedic chops. No action abilities. We'll just run through some scenes. There's the surfing scene. There's the motocross scene.
Motocross scenes up there is probably one of my favorites too.
They're doing going over jumps, doing flips and backflips with Xerxes from 300, who they're chasing, and Shia Leboeuf.
Yeah.
He does like, while they're doing a flip, he turns around upside down and like shoots a bunch, turns around, lands, goes back up, and then he's upside down shooting. It's amazing.
And then they are trying to kill that witness dude, or is it the Thin Man?
The Thin Man shows up and he does the sickest like stab with his foot.
Yeah, he's got,
and then he grabs some of Drew Barrymore's hair and rips it off as well.
Yeah, he's got a knife coming out the back of his boot, and he's going backwards on the motocross track.
Yes.
So he runs into the witness and straight up just kicks him in the chest and stabs him and kills him.
To save Drew Barrymore.
Yes. It's always to save. I think it's just because he wants more of her hair.
It's so weird.
Yeah, herbal essence.
When we find out that he used to live at the convent with Princess Leia,
yeah,
and he was obsessed with hair as a child in Scream 2.
Oh, yeah, the nun scene.
Yep. I think that was filmed at the Playboy Mansion from what I was reading.
That'd be funny. Yeah. Well, the two kids at the very beginning of that scene are looking at a Playboy, and I don't know if I just didn't remember or never noticed as a kid.
I didn't notice that.
The first thing that is said in that scene is the kid go, "Wow, look at those knockers." And then Princess Leia's like, "Boys, put that away."
Carrie Fisher was great. We have Bernie Mac's Mama's House, where he is the butt of the joke and everyone likes Shia Leboeuf. Thin Man in the Playboy Mansion. John Cleese and Matt LeBlanc doing sexual innuendos. The Doc and Party Boy. The whole striptease scene with the Pussycat Dolls. No reason. You're sneaking in. No reason to just all of a sudden be the three people everyone's looking at. But they need to what? Pickpocket Party Boy?
Yeah, essentially.
High school reunion. You were the cock, I was the beaver.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's a line right there. Oh. So this scene isn't necessary.
I don't think any of the relationship stuff is necessary.
She goes in the men's room for comedy. She accidentally knocks over all of the stalls and has Spider-Man undies.
Yep. Which, I mean, I have Rick and Morty undies on.
No?
Like, maybe. I don't remember.
But not little tighty whities.
No.
No.
Side note, I just watched The Iron Claw with Zac Efron.
Pretty good?
It's not bad. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, but not bad. But there is a lot of tighty whities in that movie. And me and my friends pointed it out very quickly.
Wrestling is all about seeing naked dudes' thighs.
I know. I don't understand it. You get to pick your costume.
You love wrestling.
I guess I do now.
Is it for the costumes?
Maybe.
Then there's like that super weird dance scene at the high school reunion where Cameron Diaz falls over and it turns into a giant dance number.
Yeah, and doesn't this movie start with them doing the dance scene like in the when
house.
She's moving in?
Yeah,
it's like John Travolta. Cameron Diaz is always dancing in movies.
Carly made the note. So they were on the couch and she tried to jump up to talk with Luke Wilson. She trips over the couch. Carly's like, she just free fell into a helicopter and she can't jump over a couch.
Well, it's because she wasn't on a mission.
Oh, is that it?
She let her guard down.
You can't let your guard down.
No, that's the first mistake.
Dylan leaves the group because she is afraid of getting them hurt. So she goes to Mexico and has a vision of a former angel.
Yeah. And it's after O'Grady's like, I'm going to kill everybody you love and make you watch while they die. So then she runs away. That's still not going to stop him from killing everybody you love.
No, like that's what he's going to do. Then is just track them down to get you come back,
and you're not there to stop it.
Yeah. Are you saying that this doesn't make logical sense?
No. Like for instance, one of the absolute funniest parts of the entire movie, and I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but I almost pissed my pants, is when that they're following the witness dude, and he's like, he meets up with Madison before you realize it's Madison, right? And they're like at that observatory.
Yeah.
And you see two guns come out and she blows dude away.
Yeah.
And he like falls over. And then who starts the telescope that's like moving very slowly to reveal who she is?
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's just two comically large golden
yeah.
desert eagles.
Yeah.
And they have their little, like, Madison, I knew, blah, 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 blah. And then she shoots each one of the angels.
Yeah.
And she whips up the guns, and their plan to get away is to just jump up in the air. She shoots all three, and the bullets hit them and send them just flying backwards.
In a way that doesn't make sense. Now, earlier in the film, there's a scene, Bernie Mac's like, $5,000 for bulletproof vests?
Foreshadowing.
And I was like, they're definitely going to get shot with those on.
Yeah, but it's just, it is so funny the way they filmed it because they're like, how many feet away? Like,
well, they fall 2 stories and they're all just like, bleh.
Yeah, they just sit up and they're like, thank God we got these vests on. Thank God she didn't shoot you in the face.
What if they shot me in the face?
That's a chance we were willing to take.
Yeah, the Maximum Extreme 2 premiere, a lot of fighting. The Thin Man and Drew Barrymore make out.
Yep, and the director's cut of this movie.
Ooh, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, so, O'Grady and the Thin Man fight, and then O'Grady stabs the Thin Man.
Does the Thin Man get up in the deleted?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But he's alive because O'Grady gets up, and then the letter E, where they were fighting. Yeah. Was that in the version you watched?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you watched the director's cut then.
Okay, because the letter fell on both of them, but I'm hoping the Thin Man survived.
It's implied
they were going to make a third film, but they never did.
I think it's implied that they both died, but this is also Charlie's Angels, so they'll probably just come back.
I mean,
We thought the Thin Man was dead once already.
did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at the end of the first film. But like I said, I watched this on MTV as a kid, and they never showed that part because it wasn't part of like the theatrical cut.
Okay. Yeah.
So 20 years later,
You just watched the made-for-TV version.
yeah, 20 years later, I got a new scene.
You're like, holy shit.
I don't remember that.
Madison Lee has a wingsuit,
Yeah,
which I don't think you could jump off of a 5-story building and just wingsuit into a car.
no. The thing about wingsuits is you kind of need to be going real fast for them to work. It's not
Frog splash onto the sidewalk.
it's not a superpower.
Yeah, the angels are all able to swing on some sort of light things. I love it when action scenes have people communicating, like they're free falling towards a helicopter, like, quick, get it over here. Like, you're not talking to people while you're falling.
Or like when back to the fire starter scene when they cut the lights off
Yeah.
and then all the dudes start shooting and they jump behind the dudes.
Yeah.
And then Drew Barrymore's just got her hands out and they're like doing Morse code to each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like, okay, what are you guys saying? And why are you doing this? Because then O'Grady just turns the lights on and then he makes the sex joke where he's like, I like it with the lights on. Oh. And I was like, ooh.
I bet if there was a caption, it'd be something like a joke.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be strategic.
Yeah. Let's kick some ass.
There's a final fight on a theater stage. Luke Wilson bought a dog.
Yeah. So I read the Wikipedia a little bit today to get acquainted with the plot, just so I kind of could figure out why things happened.
Yeah.
And I skimmed it. I didn't really do any due diligence. But apparently...
There's not a lot on there, man. People don't remember this film.
You remember when Madison is falling after they like go to hell and then they kick her through the floor of the warehouse, which is apparently just full of gas?
Yeah, sure.
It's her shooting the gun that makes the explosion.
Whoa.
Because she shoots and then she explodes. And in the wiki, it explicitly says that. Like, she shoots her gun, causing an explosion. And I was like, oh. I just thought it was nonsensical like the rest of the film.
So she is the cause of her own fate, you know?
Yeah.
That's why you don't use guns. Even comically large golden desert eagles.
It's never going to work out well for you.
Yeah, there was going to be a sequel to this film, but it never happened. I don't know why.
Charlie's Angels 3.
I think it's
Fuller Throttle.
Yeah, full Monster Energy. They already did Full Throttle. Maybe it's because Charlie died. I'm not sure. It never happened, though. This movie made money.
Yeah, it like doubled its budget.
Yeah, it made over $150 million, something like that.
But didn't Lucy Liu go on to do... she got into a TV show like right after this. And I don't know what the fuck Cameron Diaz did.
She acted in a couple things. She hasn't been around as much.
She's kind of retired a little bit, I think, from what I understand.
And Drew Barrymore just has talk shows now, which is weird to me.
Yeah, well, she's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff in Hollywood now. She's producing a lot.
I was expecting not to like her in this movie because everything I see, like with her from television on her talk show, not for me. Like it's for people, and that's fine. It's just not for me.
Yeah,
I was surprised that I found her performance quite enjoyable.
I like her as an actress. I had a big crush on her when I was a kid.
I like it when Lucy Liu has fun. She has so many movies where she's very serious, and having her in a comedic role is pretty cool.
Yeah, and Cameron Diaz just has like this.
She's very funny.
It's almost like she's a poster woman for like the early 2000s, at least in my brain, because she was everywhere on MTV. And she's arguably the lead of this film.
Yeah, she's the front angel, but it is an ensemble cast. But she is the front angel.
Yeah. No, they picked 3 really good angels, and then I totally forgot that they actually made a reboot of this. And on the way over here, I was like, if they made it today, who would be the angels?
Well, Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. I don't remember who's in that
something
movie.
Scott, Amy or Natalie Scott, the Pink Ranger from the Power Rangers reboot, and then another girl. Elizabeth Berkley directed that one, and she was Bosley in it.
Oh, that's right.
It's supposed to be pretty bad, from what I heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least this movie knows what it is, and it picked a lane, and it was in it. Like, we are fast, crazy, nonsensical, fun movie.
Yeah, and I don't know how to really describe it accurately, but if you're my age or our age, there was a time right after the 90s, like the first 5 years of the 2000s, where this kind of movie got made all the time. When I talk about like the chaotic editing and the over-the-top soundtrack, and the very flat depth of field, and I can't stress that enough, how ugly this film looks at times, because everything all
of the action looks bad, and it turns into like bad. They blend shots together, zooms, and it's very high contrast. It looks like a music video, which works for music videos.
Yeah.
This guy made fucking Avatar 2, like Titanic. He knows cinematography. He knows what he's doing camera-wise. But
he just, like, when the director told him, like, I'm looking for this kind of style, he's like, you sure about that?
You sure about that? At least with Titanic, like, all right, we're aiming for this kind of color palette for the whole film. This movie's like, we have 100 scenes.
What's a color palette?
Yeah. We don't have a color palette. We cranked up the contrast to full.
I'll tell you what, it's real tough to have a color palette when Drew Barrymore has 87 wardrobes. we can't pick a lane.
We can't manage this.
She's gonna have 19 hairdos in this scene.
All right, now Lucy Liu, you are playing a high school girl gymnastics person.
Be ready to do motocross tomorrow, though. I'll see you bright and early.
Wait, today's motocross.
The motocross scene, too, they have like the very 2000s makeup. Like Cameron Diaz has like the silver line across her eyes.
Yeah.
And like they're just all gimmicked up. Also, why motocross? Because it was the most 2000s thing ever.
I mean, I would never buy it. But if there's a coffee table book like the costumes and hairstyles from Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, I would look through it once. And I'd be like, wow, that was a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
I'm never watching that again. It is impressive. There is such a level of artistry with some of this film, and then the rest of it is Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
And I love that you haven't seen the first one.
I have, like, back 20-some years ago.
Yeah. I don't really remember the first one all that well, but they never played it on MTV.
Apparently the Thin Man is the bad guy.
Yep. That's all I remember.
Roger Ebert said, I realized watching this, I didn't hate or despise the film. I decided that I kind of liked it because of the high spirits of the women involved. And I'm kind of there as well. Yeah, it's not tenable for that long. At some point, it's over. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something.
It's a long movie.
And it needed to be an hour and 25 minutes.
It's the perfect kind of film to put on when you have like people over and you're just chit-chatting and it's like, yeah, I'll just throw this on in the background because every now and again you can watch a scene and be like, haha, did you see that? That's crazy.
And then you can be like, wait, check this out.
Yep.
Back to what we were talking about right after the fire starter scene. I don't know how we just managed to channel surf onto the most ridiculous scene in the film.
It's called Destiny.
It was meant to be. We watch a lot of great movies on Popcorn Dogs. This is not one of them.
Do you just want to toss it at the bottom? What's the bottom?
We'll start nearer the bottom. Ant-Man or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle?
I like Ant-Man.
I like Ant-Man. Iron Man 2 or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle?
Iron Man 2 is the one with Mandarin, right?
It's the one with Mickey Rourke.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of the third one. Oh, no, I like that one too. Iron Man 2.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2.
Easy. I don't even have to say it.
Incredible Hulk. It's a story. I don't know, to me it's just watchable and it's an actual film.
Yeah, Edward Norton. Yeah, Incredible Hulk.
Thor 1 or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle?
Thor 1.
Captain Marvel or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle? I'd still go Captain Marvel just because Samuel L. Jackson's fun, and I've warmed up to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel after the Marvels.
This is where we're getting close to me saying Charlie's Angels too, but I guess I still have to give it to Captain Marvel. I own one of these movies on Blu-ray, and it's not Charlie's Angels.
It's more watchable, and that puts Charlie's Angels Full Throttle at the very bottom.
So we go from No Country to Old Men.
That's not number one.
Wait, what is number one now?
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's our spectrum.
Yeah. Carly, did you like Charlie's Angels?
I thought it was fun.
She thought it was fun. And it is fun.
It is fun. Being at the bottom of the list is not a bad thing. every train needs a caboose.
Yeah, and if this movie is ever on TV, I will watch 10 minutes of it sometimes.
If it's the fire starter scene, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. At that point, I'm committed.
We've watched such films as No Country for Old Men, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, The Killer. We watch good movies.
Yes.
And other movies.
I did start watching another movie the other night, but I fell asleep during it, and I didn't like it at all.
Which one?
Elvis.
Oh, yeah,
Elvis
dude.
movie.
I find that Butler guy so annoying.
I don't like anything about the film. I don't like Tom Hanks' performance. The editing and just the cinematography is god-awful.
The biopic, I think, is just tried. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I mean, if you know the story, you know how it's going to end. Like the movie Air, one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
There's a new biopic I want to see by Seinfeld. It's about the guy that created Pop-Tarts.
See, don't know that story. That sounds great.
It also goes off the deep end, and like Snap, Crackle, and Pop from Rice Krispies are real people. Okay. It turns into full farcical comedy, and it looks interesting.
Or if you do like the Weird Al Yankovic story, and
like Walk Hard.
Yes,
I've heard that the Johnny Cash film with Joaquin Phoenix is a whole lot of fun.
It's very good. I watched that a lot as a kid too.
And I've heard Rami Malek is Freddie Mercury's pretty good.
Yeah, but the band head, I got feelings about that Queen movie.
Yeah,
I've seen it. The Live Aid part of it, great. The rest of the film, when you know what the film was supposed to be with Sacha Baron Cohen,
he's canceled now, or he's in the process of getting canceled.
Really? Well, I guess if anybody, I could have imagined.
Rebel Wilson's got a book coming out explaining how he, I don't think he assaulted her, but he tried to like force himself on her in a dressing room or something.
Son of a bitch.
He's not in a good spot right now. And that's bad for the MCU because he was cast as like a major villain in something coming up.
Well, Jonathan Majors was just sentenced to prison, or
a year of community service or something, and that's bad. I liked Jonathan Majors a lot in Lovecraft Country. I thought he was a good actor.
Yeah.
He is a good actor, just a bad person, like Bill Murray.
Yeah. Well, at least he's Kang, so you can that's easy enough to recast. We have a multiverse, so.
Yeah. The MCU just needs to make an Avengers film.
But who's left?
There's a lot.
I haven't kept up with it.
Shang-Chi. You got Moon Knight.
Doctor Strange.
Daredevil. Spider-Man. Doctor Strange. There's a lot of characters that need to meet and get together, and they're not. Because, I don't know, it's just they need to come together at this point. It's been like 3 or 4 years, and people don't care.
Yeah, Endgame kind of took the gas out of the whole thing for me, because that was good. Nice bow on it. I'm not getting a streaming subscription service.
Special thanks to executive producers Ryan Christian at Kipper, Brian Ward, Jordan Hoff, Phil Wright, Phil Just Phil, Cole Del Gardno, Bryant Rosk, and Kelly Gutowski. Special thanks to all of our new Patreon members. Had a lot of new friends join us, and we appreciate all of you being there. This is Popcorn Dogs. Follow us on social media. If you know Party Boy, I want to talk to him about this. I reached out to him, but he didn't respond. He's a busy man.
Steve-O's got a podcast.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
I know, but Steve-O knows him.
Yeah, I think it'd be probably easiest to reach out to Preston Lacey. You don't go up to you go to the smaller names first.
Yeah,
you
climb the ladder.
Try and go up. Yes, I don't know what's next on Popcorn Dogs, but it'll be a good film.
Yeah, one that is
worthy.
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk about Fallout. But thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna do a quick Doggies After Dark. Maybe we'll see, but we'll be talking to you soon.
Bye.
You got time for a little Doggies?
Yeah.